It's been an interesting couple of weeks here at Ivan Productions, okay? So if you see the title of the video, I am not joking when I say a Karen tried to get me fired. So in order to tell you the story, I have to break this down a little further, okay? So pretty much I work as security. I don't know if you guys know, but I work as a security guard. And one of the sites that I'm at, well, the only site that I'm at, is this pharmaceutical area, pharmaceutical site. It has about like 30 buildings, and there's like a loop road, like an actual loop road that just circles around the perimeter of the site. It's also guarded off by fences, so no one can't really get in. It is completely secluded, and the only way you can get in is if you know someone from the inside. So you, and not even that, right? But they also have to have authority to let you in. So right off the bat, they don't want anyone walking in that they don't know and they don't want. Okay? So this 3 mile long road connects all 30 buildings. There's about 3 companies that leased out certain buildings or certain rooms, because I know 2 of the companies actually work in the same building. Actually, no. You know what? My bad. I lied. There's 4 companies now. I realized that they took one of the buildings and they're building an even big ass building right next to that one, because the boiler is so big they can make another building. But yeah, that being said, I'm pretty much the campus security, pretty much. So I work at the gate. I'm there for 4 hours, and then I go out on tour for 4 hours, and my partner comes in, and we just alternate. You know, he goes first on tour, and I stay at the gate, or I go on tour and he stays at the gate. But yeah, my job pretty much is to tour the buildings that are vacant and not leased out, unless they have a contract with us. But even then, that's a different contract. So yeah, entrance control and touring. That's all I do. And with entrance control, there are people that come in and say, "Hey, I'm here to see Joe Schmo from Dick's Bio." So I have to call their host. I have to get their ID, and then I have to take a picture of their ID, or just the picture, not the whole license, and make them a badge. So about 2 Thursdays ago, I walk in. I came in after using the gym, because the site has its own gym. So I come back, and like I forgot something from my car. So I get up and I go outside, and as soon as I get outside, our car just like fuck is already hauling ass at this point. I see it, and I just in the nick of time, I was able to just get out the way. Like I moved back. And not only did I almost get ran over, this lady was trying to talk to me like nothing ever happened. And she was like, "Hi, my name is Jennifer Doles. I'm here to pick up my husband, Dennis Doles." And I'm like, okay. So I go back inside the gate. I look her husband up. I couldn't find anything. And I'm like, I don't see his name on here. Do you know his supervisor? Do you have his supervisor's name? And she was like, "He's the supervisor." And I'm like, okay, bitch. Okay, calm down. Calm the fuck down. I'm like, okay, but he doesn't have authority to let you in. So I need someone to let you in who has the authority to let you in. And it was just a constant, like a wild goose chase from here on out. And Dennis, for some reason, he had our car He was in a car, okay? He was driving a car. He was at the intersection of where Main Gate and Loop Road connected. Okay, so he comes up to us and he's asking why we can't let his wife in, and we just told him like we don't have contact, we don't have a host, and he said why can't you use me as a host? And pretty much he wanted us to use him as a host, but he didn't have any privileges. He didn't have the authority to do so, and we told him he didn't have any authority to do so. Uh, and I even told him we can get fired if I just let her in without contacting the host of the company. And he was like, well, Karen sent out her credentials and this and that. And I'm like, okay. So instead of looking at the VVM, which stands for Visitor and Vehicle Management, I just called Karen, thinking that her credentials wasn't there. Actually, I wasn't really thinking at all. I was like, I want to get these people out of my fucking face, because one of them almost ran me over and the other one acts like he's the fucking boss of everyone. So I called Karen, and Karen's like really nice for some reason. And I'm like, hey, I have Jennifer Doles here. She's here to see Dennis Doles. And she was like, oh, yeah, she's allowed to come in. So I'm like, okay, cool. I take a picture of her badge, of her ID, and I print her out a badge. And I even apologize. I was being the bigger person. I apologize for the wait. It wasn't even that long. It was actually like 10, 15 minutes. And that was it. That was a whole interaction. Okay? I did my job and that was it. So I gave her my back her stuff, and then there was another person, I think it was a company, some kind of company, that came in right after them, and I took care of them. Now that's not the end of the story. The next day, I get a text message from my boss, and it sounded serious because in the text message it said, call me please. And of course, that sounds threatening. I don't know about you, but if my boss says call me please, I'm pretty sure I kind of fucked up. Just saying. So she calls me and she was like, what happened with Jennifer Doles? And I just explained her the whole situation, and she says, oh Lord, because Karen made a complaint and exaggerated the whole situation to the point where they can actually revoke my security license. And she's like literally reading me this email, and I'm just like baffled because it sounds bad. Like she wasn't even in there. She didn't experience what Jennifer experienced. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. Like, it was just a normal, hey, we don't know who your contact is, so we have to look. No, for her, she calls it an incident. An incident, bruh. This was not an incident. It was a simple try to get your contact. Like, it was just a goose chase. First of all, it was just a goose chase, which made it long. If she came in and said, hey, I'm looking for Dennis Doles, he works for Dick's Bio, that would have been it. That would have been it. That would be it. I would have just called Susan. I would have just called Karen. And Karen would have just said, okay. Or not even that. She already had her credentials in the VVM. Visitor and Vehicle Management. But no. The email pretty much state, like, I have most of it. Most of what she said. She said, dear boss. She's talking to my boss. This has been the second time security has not let any of my clients in. Jennifer and Dennis Doles were detained at the gate for 30 minutes. Even though I already gave access to Jennifer, several officers were congregating on whether to let them in. One officer even stated that if they let her in, they would have been fired. Now, I know it sounds kind of stupid and like very Karenish, but the way she says certain things, how she is with her words, that's not gonna fly with in the security world, bro. Especially in the state of New Jersey. Uh, because in the state of New Jersey, the only people that are allowed to detain other people are cops. I can't, for the life of me, detain anyone. I can follow them, but detaining means I'm in front of them, I'm pointing at them, and they can't move. That's different from looking up the computer and looking for her contact. That's different. It's not like I pulled this lady out. It's not like I pulled this lady out of her car, put her in handcuffs, and had her sit down on the curb. Like, really, white lady, white lady, white lady, white lady, white lady. You should really stop arguing with Walmart employees. Like, seriously, this sounds like, something a Karen would say to a manager. Let me talk to your manager. Bitch, talk to my dick instead. But yeah, if word got out that I detained this lady, my license would have been revoked. Not only mine, but my coworker who wasn't doing anything, and my supervisor's license would have been revoked right there. Then, now fast forward to like the start of my shift. She comes in, and she's all mad. She's like, Karen is a big ass puta, bro, and like she's black, and when she said puta, bro, that made me laugh. That actually made me laugh, and she started to tell the whole situation of how she exaggerated the whole situation, even though she wasn't there, and could have gotten all of our license revoked. Now this sparked a meeting between them, like Dick's Bio, the security supervisor, the owner, and a lot of, it was just a lot of people involved because of this. Ugh. But she was happy that I did my job, because she said if I would have let her in, I would have been fired. So I'm proud about that. I'm gonna pat myself on the back here. That's me patting myself on the back. But yeah, but that wasn't it either. It also hatched, a another meeting, which was today, and it was like guard training, because for some reason we just needed training. Even though we were like, oh, we don't know, because this bitch don't know who he's working for. Like, come on, man. You should know better. You should really know better. You should really know better than to just get mad at something that you have no control of, and you should probably have figured out what company your fucking husband was in. Like, come on, bro. And to the husband, yeah, go fuck yourself, bro. But yeah, moral of the story is, just do your job like you're supposed to, and you won't get fired. Like, if it says in the SOP or like your norms or your regulations or it's written down on a fucking tablet, like a stone tablet, you should probably do it. The outside people are not gonna help you pay your bills, okay? Whoever's gonna pay your bills is gonna be your boss. So just listen to that motherfucker. But anyway, that's it. I love you guys. Peace.